How's it going, guys? Welcome to Hazy Days, the college survival guide. My name is Alex Bacon, and on today's episode, we're going to be covering finding a good college. So this week's episode is going to be just a little bit different. I don't really have a funny story surrounding finding a good college, but it's a very important topic to cover because, that's where your whole college experience begins. Now, there are so many different factors that go into actually finding and landing on a good college. Some of these things can be cost, where your parents went and they're wanting to shove that same school down your throat, what kind of programs are offered here, and a lot about where your friends are going and you wanting to follow them. Now, my situation, I only applied to 2 different colleges and went and visited those 2. I didn't really want to branch out. I didn't want to get too far away from home, but I also didn't want to be in the city. I wanted to find something that was kind of out of the way from everything else. So this is why I landed on Washington State University in Pullman, Washington. It's in the middle of nowhere, in the middle of a hayfield, and on the top of a hill. Now, my other option was to go to the University of Washington in Seattle, and I said I didn't really want to go to a city, especially attend a college that is built around a city. Now, Pullman was a little bit different. The town itself was actually built around the college and was very supportive of the school. Now, when I was just about to graduate high school, I wasn't really sure what I wanted in a college. I didn't know what I wanted my degree to be in at that point. None of my friends were going to any major universities in the area, so I was kind of on my own in this situation. Well, the first university I went to check out, we only had about an hour to check the whole place out. And, well, we ended up seeing the entire campus in an hour. That's how small this place was. Now, I really thought I wanted to go here up until the point that I actually did the college visit. I saw a few people that I knew from high school in the surrounding areas back home. And not that I didn't like these people, but I just kind of wanted to start fresh, start new, build some new connections, just kind of get away from it all. Now, my second university I went to visit was, of course, WSU. And in an hour, we only covered, I would say, a quarter of the campus. That was the size difference between these 2 schools. Now, as soon as I saw Pullman, I absolutely fell in love with the college. Everything, just a beautiful, gorgeous, sunny day, the rolling wheat fields. Everybody was so friendly on campus and eager to give me a tour of the area. And I knew instantly that this was going to be the place for me. Now, this isn't the same for everybody. Everybody has to keep in mind, they need to keep a certain budget when going to school. A lot of people know that they're prone to homesickness, so they're maybe looking to stay a little closer to home. Some people have to go to a certain school far away just because, that's the only place that will have a good major or has a good teaching program for that major. Now, for me, I happened to get super lucky when I landed at this place because WSU is one of the best business schools as far as teaching and job percentage after graduation. My situation was actually super nice because A, my dad didn't actually go to college, he joined the Navy, and B, my mom went to a smaller college in Oregon. So neither of them really had that college pride that they wanted to stick down my throat until I couldn't breathe anymore. So I was free to make the decision on my own. Now, I know there's a lot of you out there with family members that have been dressing you up in whatever their college team was, since you were a child. And you may feel like you don't really have a choice on where you get to go to college. Now, it might break your parents' heart to not go to, the happiest place and the happiest time of their lives. But branch out, go out there, visit some other colleges. You may find out that the one your parents want you to go to is actually the best fit for you and the one that you like the most. But you need to go out there, visit the different campuses, and don't just sit behind a computer and apply online, because that is way too much money. I think every application I filled out was between $50 and $100, which is also one of the reasons I only applied to 2 different colleges. So with there being so much that goes into deciding what's a good college for you, there's a lot of research that needs to be done. If you don't like the cold or you hate the hot, if you hate the heat, then research what these places are like at certain times of the year. I found out at Washington State because I visited in the summertime and it was gorgeous and super hot outside. I loved it immediately. Well, it turns out when wintertime comes around, it becomes sub-zero, and you're having to hike to class in 6 feet of snow in your winter jackets and boots. That was my mistake for not looking into that. There's also some things that go into it as far as researching who the alumni are coming from that school. Alumni are always eager to help out and kind of guide and mold you to have you down the road for success into the future. Now, one thing that I can strongly recommend, and I absolutely hate when I see it all the time, is that your significant other, boyfriend, girlfriend, wants to go to a certain college to pursue their major or to pursue what they want. Don't follow them. Do not throw your life away to follow somebody else's dreams. Create your own dreams. I see it happen way too often where people go off together to college, and I mean that lasts 1, 2 months maybe at the most, and then the breakup happens, and now what? You're still stuck at this person's dream and not being able to create your own. I encourage you to go out, do your own thing, and if the relationship lasts, that's fantastic, and I'm very happy to hear that. But 90% of the time, it just doesn't work out. So why not think about you? Thank you guys so much for tuning in to this week's episode of Hazy Days. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment behind. Thank you guys so much for tuning into this week's episode on Hazy Days. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below of some of your crazy college stories. See you next time.